And good to have you with us on Yankees Hot Stove here on YesNetwork.com. Bob Lorenzkin, David Off, Jack Curry, and Bob Clappish as we talk about the latest with the Yankees in Major League Baseball. And, Jack, you know offseason, Yankees fans, they want something. They want big moves. They want tons of moves. Are they going to get them?
They might get some moves, Bob, but if you look at those top-tier free agents, the Zach Greinke's, the David Prices, the Yoenis Cespedes, I'll even throw David Murphy and Ben Zobrist into the mix. The Yankees are not going to get those players. If you want a roadmap for what the Yankees might do in this offseason, look back to last season. Ken Davidoff over here to my right did a great column about this the other day. If you want to see what the Yankees might do, read the tea leaves. I think I'm stealing his words exactly. And it's going to be things like they did last year where they used their own pieces to get other players. So it's a Shane Green to get Didi Gregorius. It's a Prado to get Eovaldi. We've already seen that this year. Murphy for Hicks. I think it's going to be more about creativity than financial might.
I think Jack is, as usual, 100% right. I mean, most of my friends who are Yankee fans use me as a sounding board and telling me they can't live with themselves because the Mets got to the World Series. And the Yankees have to do something. Well, the truth is they're not going to do a lot. It's not going to be a major facelift. The days of massive infusion, a stimulus package, it's not going to happen. The Yankees are going to tweak here. They're going to tweak there. I think they'll make one intelligent move after the other. Subtly, though, and I think you'll see a better team next year, but not a radically different one.
Yeah, to me it's very simple. Follow the money. Off the books this year, 3 free agents, Chris Capuano, Stephen Drew, and Chris Young, total of $12.5 million coming off the books. Most of that will be made up, if not all, in arbitration raises. And if you look at how the Yankees have operated the last 5-6 years, they have not substantially raised the payroll. They haven't dropped it substantially, but they keep it at a certain level. So they aren't going to go crazy this winter.
I'm curious, when you read the tea leaves, is that a nice Earl Grey tea or is that chamomile perhaps?
I don't drink tea, actually.
Really?
Or
Just
coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
We're going to have to work on that.
Yeah.
All right, meantime, addition for the Yankees, and he mentioned Chris Young will be a subtraction because Aaron Hicks is aboard.
Right, and the Aaron Hicks move is a move that I actually like. Bob and I were talking about this off camera, and I praised John Ryan Murphy a ton last year. I thought he was one of the best backup catchers in baseball. But you look at what Hicks does for them. He's younger than Chris Young. He's a better defensive outfielder than Chris Young. He's a switch hitter. He also is a guy who gives them the ability, Bob, that if they wanted to, say, move a Brett Gardner, they've got a guy ready to slot in. Also, say Beltran, who's an older player, has an injury. Once again, Hicks is the guy who can slide right in there.
You know, it's interesting. At the GM meetings last week, I spoke with Terry Ryan, the Twins general manager. He said, I rushed Aaron Hicks. I think that's an ancillary lesson. All the fans will say, call up Judge, call up Bird, you know, now. These guys need some development. and Terry Ryan rushed Hicks to the majors back in 2013. If you look at his numbers in 13 and 14, they were terrible. But now he seems to be recovered from that and maturing. And this could be a nice buy low move, if you will.
Especially if, you know, Carlos Beltran falls completely off the radar. I mean, let's say he just, you know, expires, all his baseball skill just evaporates, which I don't think will happen. He played pretty well down the stretch in the second half. I think he's still got a lot to offer the Yankees for one more year anyway, but in case he doesn't, Hicks is there as a great insurance policy.
All right, guys, there's some real quality free agent talent out there. Zach Greinke, David Price, top tier for pitchers. Jason Hayward, a variety of other outfielders and position players out there as well. Who's the one that intrigues you the most?
That's a great question. I would probably say a name that you didn't bring up, Yoenis Cespedes, because he's sort of that mystery guy. Who is going to try and put the amount of money on the table that this guy is going to bring back? This guy helped get the Mets to the postseason and beyond, so you know that someone is going to put that money out there. But it's a lot of money. He's already played for several different teams. I just wonder who is going to be the team that does that. Is it the Tigers? Is it the White Sox? I'm not sure. So that's the one that intrigues me the most.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm a general manager, I can love this guy. I can see why other GMs have loved him. But there's also a flip side to his performance. I mean, he can be a black hole in your lineup. And when he is not hitting well, he is invisible and, in fact, can really hurt you. So it's hard to put a price tag on that. And like I said, he will be one of the mysteries this winter.
You know, my most intriguing guy is Justin Upton, because this guy, he was a #1 overall pick, future Hall of Famer, ceiling and all that. He hasn't quite reached that level, but he is an excellent baseball player. And he's a guy, like I did my predictions, I guess the Cubs, I'm not too confident in that. It's hard to project where this guy winds up. He's bat first, but not a huge liability in the field. And it's hard to peg him.
Quick thought before we go. Guy that lands David Price, the team that lands him, who is it?
The Cubs.
I'm going to go with the Cubs.
Cubs.
All right, the reunite with All right, we'll see what happens. Thanks for joining us on Yankees Hot Stove here on YesNetwork.com. Get more of that this offseason, and then check for us on Yes Network by checking your local listings.